When you were growing up, financial status of your family was so bad, so terrible, that your father had to call you and told you, my son, before we die of hunger in this family, please go and learn a business for just 1 year. Then after learning the business, he was going to give you some money to establish yourself in that business, to set up that business for yourself and for the betterment of the entire family. You agreed and accepted, but most members of your family objected your father's idea, suggesting otherwise, telling your father to hand you over to someone who you will serve for 5 years, 7 years, or maybe 10 years. Then after serving the person for these years, the person will settle you with a reasonable amount of money that you will use to set up a business for yourself. Because they looked at your father as someone who was not financially well off, to give you a reasonable amount of money to start any business of your choice. Your father did not listen to them because he had something in mind. So your father insisted that you learn the business. So he sent you to learn the business. You went and learned the business. After learning the business, you came back and your father sold a piece of land and gave you the whole money to establish yourself in the business that you learned, to set up that business that you learned. You did as your father instructed. Then after setting up the business, you were making so much profit. The business was booming. You were so progressive that you were able to pay all family debts. In fact, you were acting in consonant with your father's expectations. Exactly why he sent you to learn that business, you were meeting all of them, all the demands. Helping people financially, helping your neighbors, friends. You were helping everybody financially. You were just like a role model among your peers and even to the younger ones. You were doing things of money. You were in money. Everybody was proud of you. Your mother was proud of you. Your father was proud of you because you were acting in consonant with their expectations. You were talk of the whole town. You were very popular, very prominent in the town, in the whole city. People were talking about you. You are making so much money and so much progress. But at a point in your life, during these progressive years of yours, you deemed it so necessary and very important to give your life to Christ. So you became a born again and soaked yourself in the blood of Jesus. Kudos to you. After giving your life to Christ and becoming a born again, you joined the pious society in your church, in which you started binding and casting your ancestral spirit, fasting and praying against your ancestors, and conducting all manner of violent prayers against your bloodline, your forefathers. Then those your ancestors, in their infinite mercy and might, paid you a violent surprise visit. Then after paying you that violent and surprise visit, your business branches started collapsing, started folding on daily basis. You were not happy with that development. So you cried and reached to your brothers and sisters in the Lord, complaining to them bitterly that your business branches were collapsing on daily basis. So those your brothers and sisters in the Lord encouraged you to remain steadfast in faith. They went as far as fasting and praying on your behalf as well, just to cushion you, just to anchor you. But all their encouragements, fasting and prayers never solved their problems. Instead, your business branches continued to collapse on daily basis. So you decided to meet your priest, who happens to be a prayer warrior as well, and who is also a staunch and devoted Christian. In fact, he had the healing ministry that he managed. So after meeting him, narrating your ordeals to him, and after several prayers conducted by him, he made a revelation to you, telling you the cause of your business predicament. And based on that, he gave you some prayers. Those prayers you did for days and weeks, but nothing changed. Your businesses continue to collapse on daily basis. Because of there was no change, After applying all the prayers given to you by your priest, you decided to reach out to other pastors beyond the shores of your church. Then those pastors, after due consultations of their oracles, they made the same revelations to you, telling you the cause of your business predicaments, and you believed them. Then, based on their findings, they gave you some prayers again and fasting, even encouraged you to attend vigils and crusades. You did as they instructed by doing those prayers for days, weeks, and months, attending vigils and crusades, but nothing changed in your business. There was no positive change in your business, but your business continued to collapse more and more on a daily basis. It was gradual but steady. You weren't comfortable. Everything was collapsing on your head. So at a point, you decided to reach out to traditionalists. You decided to solve your problem in a native way. You met some traditionalists, but they didn't give you specific answer or specific solution to your problem. Finally, you were referred to me. When you came to me, you specifically told me that you came to meet me not for me to tell you the cause of your problem, because you already knew the cause of your problem, that you only came to meet me for me to provide solutions for your problems. And I now ask you, what do you think the cause of your problem was? You told me that it was your ancestral spirits that were responsible for gradual but steady collapsing of your business branches. I now ask you, how do you know? Who told you that? You replied me that you are a priest, and those other pastors revealed that to you, and you believed them. I said, okay, no problem. I didn't argue with you because I wanted to respect your beliefs about your business predicament. But when I started your work, I discovered that to some extent, if not to a reasonable extent, your priest and those other pastors were correct, that it was their ancestral spirit that was responsible for daily or gradual but steady collapsing of your business branches. But the only problem with their revelation was that they told you that your ancestors were demonic. So as demonic people, they didn't want your progress and prosperity in any business venture. I told you that was wrong, that your ancestors were actually happy with the progress you are making in business. In fact, it was their blessing that made you prosper within a short period of time, and not even the blessings of your father. So those pastors and your priests were wrong by demonizing your ancestors, that they never liked your progress. Then, based on my findings, I encourage you and advise you to desist from every form of binding and casting against your ancestral spirit. I told you to stop praying and fasting against your ancestors, but you never believed me. You said no. You said no, that you were going to continue binding and casting them, since they were responsible for the downfall of your entire business. I insisted that you desist, that you should stop binding and casting your ancestors, and it shall be well with you. You never believed me. You continued to argue. I now said, okay, there was nothing I could do. You left and went home. But your business predicaments, your business is continuing to collapse on dailies, that you had no choice than to run back to me, telling me that you are ready to stop binding and casting your ancestors, asking me if there was more thing to do. I said yes, that you needed to go to market, buy one or two things, take those things to your family house, then tender unalloyed apologies to your ancestors, and it shall be well with you. You went to market, bought those things, and took them to your family house, and did as I instructed. You tendered heartfelt apologies to them. Your ancestors pardoned you, and there was sudden turnaround of the whole matter, and things started working for you. Immediately your ancestors pardoned you, there was sudden reinvigoration of your business branches, and everything started booming again. Your business started working fine again. You started having business engagements, receiving business calls front and back, right, left, and center, because your ancestors pardoned you. You were happy once again. Everybody was happy with you once again. Your friends, your peers, the people who see you or who saw you as role model were happy with you again. Your parents were happy with you again. So you went and continued where you stopped, rendering financial assistance to your family, to neighbors, friends, and other well-wishers. But it was quite unfortunate. You also continued where you stopped, in binding and casting your ancestors, fasting and praying against your ancestral spirits. Then, once again, those your ancestors paid you another violent and surprise visit. And this time around, your ancestors didn't spare anything. They dislodged your business empires from their foundations, crushing everything on the ground, to teach you a lesson, to inform you that they are superior to you in every spiritual game. After your ancestors pounced on you for this second time, everybody deserted you, including your brothers and sisters in the Lord. Even your priests and those pastors started questioning the source of your money. People of your village, people of the community started questioning, started gossiping about you, saying that you were into blood money, into ritual money. That was why you were having those problems, those business setbacks and predicaments in your endeavors. So everyone deserted you. You were left with nothing and with nobody. You were all alone. Even your parents were highly disappointed in you because everything collapsed. You were very shy and ashamed of yourself to come back to me, to explain to me that you violated my instructions, that you shouldn't bind and cast your ancestors again. You felt so ashamed to visit me again. So you did one brilliant stuff, one intelligent stuff, by going to the market to buy those things that I asked you to buy before, then took them to your family house and repeated exactly what I asked you to do before. But after doing all those stuffs, your problem continued. Nothing changed. That was when you decided that you had no choice than to meet me again. Then when you came back, you asked me, you were into the same mess again. You asked me one important question. And that question is this. You said, what is the problem of your ancestors with your business? Why are they not happy that you are making progress in that business? Why are they so scared that someone is progressing in that family? Are they not happy that their son is progressing? What is their problem? You asked me. And I answered you and told you that the problem of your ancestors is this. That very land that your father sold and gave you the money to start a business that made you popular in the town. That very land that your father sold to establish you in this business that made you prominent and a philanthropist among your peers. That very land actually belonged to your ancestors and not to your immediate biological father. Your father only inherited that land from his ancestors, sold it, and gave you the money to establish yourself in that business that made you popular, that made you a philanthropist. But instead of you to be appreciative and thankful to your ancestors, the rightful owners of that very land that made you a billionaire, instead of you to be thankful and appreciative to them, you went contrary, binding and casting your ancestors, praying and fasting the same ancestral spirits that helped you acquire those wealth. That was why they paid you that violent visit, dislodging your business empires from their roots, to tell you that you are just a toddler in that spiritual game. Now, you asked me the way forward. Yes, I told you the way forward, and it worked for you. But I'm not going to continue with this discussion because I only wanted you watching me this hour to learn from this story. This is not just a story, but a true life story. And this thing will serve as a deterrent to those of you engaging your ancestors, binding and casting your ancestors, fasting and praying against your ancestors. Let me tell you, it is not every ancestral spirit that you toy with and go scot-free. There are some ancestors that you will engage. They will deal with you. They will make you feel the heat. You know, human beings don't change until they feel the heat. Maybe you are waiting to feel that heat, but continue praying and fasting against your ancestors. One day, your ancestors will descend upon you with that heat, and you will have respect for them by force. Thank you so much. As you desist from fasting and praying against your ancestors, or as you continue waiting for that heat to descend upon you. Thank you so much. Bye.